What is up everyone, Movie back again with another Blu-ray and 4K update. Just me showing off everything I bought over the past few weeks. Got a couple of video games to show at the end as well, so if that's your sort of thing, stay tuned for that. We've got a stack of about 10 or 11 movies here. Now I must admit, I have not watched all of these. I think I've only seen about half of them, so I do apologise for that, but I haven't just picked up anything here. I've gone with things that interested me when I seen them or anything. I haven't really blind-buyed anything. So let's just get into it now. Now, the first thing I picked up or I got for Christmas is Top Gun Maverick on 4K. This is a legacy sequel done right. I think a lot of movies that are bringing sequels out could look up to this. It's one of them sequels that is better than the original every single way, in my opinion. This was a big surprise for me from last year. It made it into my top 3 movies of the year, because I wasn't expecting too much for it. I'm not a massive fan of Top Gun or anything. I think it's a competent, decent movie from the 80s. This, for me, just blew it away in every single way. This is a fantastic action movie that stars Tom Cruise, who's an actor who I didn't really care for until I seen the last 2 Mission Impossible movies, and now I'll probably go and see anything that he's in, and this has helped it along massively. Lots of great scenes in here involving the combat planes and stuff, all done practically, no special effects or anything like that, which just shows how amazing Joseph Kosinski done in directing this movie, and Tom Cruise really pushed for that, which I respect him for a lot. A good father-son dynamic in there with Goose's son, and Tom, he kind of doesn't forgive Tom Cruise. You got that little side story going on as well, so there's a lot of emotion involved. It's a movie that just kind of has a lot going for it. I absolutely loved this film at the cinema. It was such a great experience seeing it in iSense and stuff. And I have checked the 4K out. I haven't watched the movie yet, rewatched it, but I'm really eager to get to it. But I have checked the 4K out just to have a little look. And the picture quality was amazing. A lot of people think this is one of the best 4Ks. I'm not a technical 4K expert or anything, but I will agree that it's one of the best 4Ks I've seen. Can't wait to watch the full movie in 4K. So very, very happy to own this. It was a must-buy for me. Now, I said on my yearly, my channel update for the year going forward that I want to watch a lot more Arnold Schwarzenegger movies this year, because I realised there's a lot that I have not seen of his films, and he was my hero growing up as a kid. Obviously, I've seen Terminator 1 and 2, Last Action Hero. They were films that I used to rewatch constantly, and I used to love Arnold Schwarzenegger. In fact, I still do to this day. So I need to get round to a lot more of his films, I feel. And I got 2 movies for Christmas. I asked my dad for them that I haven't seen from the 80s. And I watched one of them last night, and that is Raw Deal on 4K. This is more of a mob movie, I think. It involves a lot of gangsters and him trying to infiltrate the mob, basically, because he's been paid by a private detective to go undercover and find out who's killed his son, basically, and he gets in with all these gangsters and stuff. I thought this was a good movie. I didn't love it or anything like that. It's not one of Arnold's best, in my opinion, but I did enjoy it. He is missing the one-liners and stuff like that, but there's some great action scenes in here, especially towards the end, where he does like a mini Commando style ending where he takes on a load of bad guys on his own. And I absolutely love the scene where he's loading up all his guns before he gets into that, and it's just like this song playing in the background, typical 80s music, and he's just loading his shotgun up and stuff, and he just looks badass. Yeah, it's a good film. It does trip it over itself sometimes with the script. There's a lot going on involving lots of side characters and stuff like that, but I did enjoy this film. I do recommend it, especially if you're an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. Now, my friend Jamie really wants me to do this Arnold Schwarzenegger series that I said I might start, so there may be a review coming for this on the channel in full detail. I don't know yet. I don't know if I want to start that series or not. I mean, I do. It's just time, but if that's something you guys would like to see, let me know, and I'll do a load of Arnold Schwarzenegger movie reviews. Now, next up is another Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that I have not seen yet, but I've heard it's really good and a really fun film. That is Red Heat, starring, is it John Belushi? James Belushi, sorry. I think it's like a buddy cop deal. One of them's crazy, the other one's very sensible, and they get paired together. I am very, very, highly anticipating checking this film out. A lot of people on Twitter and stuff told me that this is a really fun time, so looking forward to checking out Red Heat on 4K. Next up is another 4K I have not seen yet, and that is a Steven Spielberg film called Ready Player One. I've had this on my wanted list for a while now. I heard Ready Player 2 may be coming out, but I don't know if that's true. I just want to apologise for this CEX sticker residue. I tried to get it off all the Blu-rays I bought from CEX, and it's the only sticker I really couldn't get off. So I'm going to have to tackle that with some lighter fuel or something, because I heard that's the best way to get them off. I only tried the hairdryer because it melts the glue. This looks like it's right up my street. Why I haven't watched this film yet, I will never know, because it looks really fun. I think there's a lot of 80s throwbacks in here and stuff. It just sounds like my type of film. I think a video game maker dies or something, and they have to play a game to get his fortune or something. That's what I read on Letterboxd. You guys who've seen the movie will know that. But yeah, I just haven't watched this one yet, but I am looking forward to it. It looks a really fun movie. And next up is a film which I hope YouTube don't get too mad at me about. There is no nudity on this cover, but it does hint a lot at it. I can't show the back though because there is on there. But that is Erotic Ghost Story. Now this is the full box. I just don't want to turn it too much, but this is the full box version. Now this was in CEX for £10. And they had the single version as well for £10. And I thought that's got to be a pricing getter. So I checked online, and this was going for like £45 on eBay. Amazon didn't have it, and I thought, I'm going to regret this if I don't pick it up. And I just went for it. And I really do like 88 films, the way they're releasing these type of movies. They are sort of doing it a bit more than Arrow for me lately. Now, I spoke to my friend John from Mondo Chelovic Movies, because I said there was no blind buys in here, but this is the only one really, because I was very interested in this movie once I looked at it, and knowing that it's an 88 films release. And what it also pushed me to this is that it's the same director as Ricky O, The Story of Ricky. So I spoke to my friend John from Mondo Chelovic Movies. I'll leave his link down below. He said it's a really great film, really fun movie, and it's also a Category 3 film, which I don't know if you can see down the bottom there, but there is a little 3 mark. I think that's Asia's version of basically the Video Nasties labels. So these were ones that were really, didn't release, or they were banned in that country, I think, because they were too extreme. And Ricky O is one of their movies as well. So yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. Don't know too much about it, but I couldn't say no with this box set for £10. I just couldn't say no. So that is Erotic Ghost Story. Next up, we have 3 movies here that I have been interested in watching, but I've just never really got round to them, and I do like the universe they're set in. But I have watched one of them, and that is the first Annabelle film. Now, with these movies, they all have these cases on in CEX, and they were going for really cheap, so I couldn't say no. Me and my wife watched this on New Year's Day, so this was the first movie I watched in 2023. I heard it was really bad, and the second one's better and stuff like that. But I did enjoy it. I do get why people don't like it, though. It's a very mediocre, average horror movie. But for me, I did enjoy what I got out of it. It's got the typical jump scares and stuff like that. I think Annabelle is a little bit of a weak killer doll. She hardly moves and stuff like that. I wish we would have got a little bit more out of the origin story of Annabelle, because she feels like a random character who's thrown into this doll. I wish it would have went into her backstory just a little bit more there. But overall, I had a good time with this film. I wouldn't say it was that scary or anything, but Annabelle Wallis absolutely carried this movie. She was great in this. She was the best thing about Annabelle for me. But overall, not a bad horror. And as you can guess, I picked up Annabelle Creation and Annabelle Comes Home. I can't remember which one's the second and the third one, but I'll just swap them over in case. With these cases, I just kind of had to pick them up. I am a fan of The Conjuring 1 and 2, not so much the third one. But I also want to grab The Nun now and The Curse of La Llorona, even though I've heard they're not very good, but I still want to watch them. Because after watching Annabelle, it's really pushed me to wanting to watch the whole Conjuring universe now. Now, next up is a film I have seen, and that is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. This is a very emotional, heartbreaking movie, and it's all about this Nazi soldier, or he's high up in the ranks, and he resides to this house. He's been put there on watch, basically, And next to the house, a few hundred feet away, is a concentration camp. And his young son goes over there without his dad knowing and stuff, and starts speaking to this young boy through the fence who's in the concentration camp, this young Jewish boy, and he befriends him basically. And I don't want to say too much more than that, but it delves into the Nazi officer's life, his wife discovering what's going on, and their marriage and the way that works, and then it focuses on the friendship with this young boy, these two young boys and stuff. It's a really, really good film. It's fictionalized, but not to the point where it's unbelievable or anything like that. So I do recommend this film, but be prepared for some heartbreaking stuff. That's all I'm going to say. And next up, for the movies, we do have Troll Hunter, a found footage film from, I don't know if this is a Norwegian movie, or that might be the new one on Netflix, I'm not quite sure, but I've heard this is a found footage film with trolls in the mountains, which just sounds right up my street. I always see this in CEX, but never bother with it. But I heard a few people in the film community talking about how good this film is when that new Netflix movie Troll came out, so I went for it and picked it up and finally got it in the collection. And that is it for the movies, guys. Just quickly, if you want to see these video games I picked up, I also got this off my lovely, lovely wife, which I asked for, the 3D Pulse headphones for the PlayStation 5, and they're amazing. I absolutely love them, but I also love them to watch my shows on my laptop and stuff like that. They're really great, they are. And I got 2 video games that I asked for. The first one is Resident Evil Village. I love the Resident Evil series, but this one I just haven't played, because I got to 7 really late, and I've just finished 7 like 6 months ago or whatever, and I thought, I'm just going to wait for the gold edition for Resident Evil 8, and I'm glad I've also waited, because I've also got the headphones to go with that now, so that could be a good experience. I've heard it's a great game. And I also picked up Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. This is I don't know if it's a HD remake or something of the PSP game. Final Fantasy VII is my favourite game of all time, but I just have never played the PSP version of Crisis Core, and I'm guessing this is probably going to be the best way to go now. I'm very, very much looking forward to this game. Can't wait for the second part of Final Fantasy VII as well. And that is it, guys. I'm very sorry that there's some movies I haven't watched here. I'm going to try and really watch more Blu-ray and 4K content this year. I focused way too much on 2022 releases last year, movies that I didn't care about and stuff. I'm definitely mixing up and making a big chunk in my collection. Now, there may be a video coming soon of the unwatched movies in my collection, and I do plan on making that the final one of them, because I've made 2 of them before in the past. But there are reasons why I've got all them unwatched movies in my collection. They are movies that I care about, that I've been intrigued with, films that interest me, so I haven't just picked anything up in that. So I don't know if that'll be a good video to make. Let me know, guys. But I've watched other people do them videos, and they're really entertaining. You're kind of looking at the screen going, oh, how have you not watched that? And a lot of people get involved in the comments and stuff and say, oh, you've got to watch this one first and stuff like that. So that might be a video coming soon. Let me know if you guys would fancy that. But thanks so much, guys. What do you think of these films, these video games? Let me know down below. If you want more Blu-ray and 4K content or pickups, they will be down below in the description. Thanks so much, guys. Take it all easy. I'll see you on the next video.